Good, happy Saturday morning, April 20th, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, potential exists for flooding in parts of New Hampshire this weekend. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
Ew! This water smells!
Smelly water is ew. It can be more serious than just the smell. At Capitol Clean Water Center, we get the ew out of the water and make it.
The sign on the door of the Big Apple gas station shows how serious people along the Pemigewasset are taking this threat. Closed for possible flooding, will reopen as soon as possible. The shelves are emptied, even the pumps removed, because they know how costly flooding can be. The Plymouth State University ice rink installed its flood doors, and the parking lot that usually takes the overflow is fenced off.
The Allwell parking lot over there is closed for this weekend, as well as the ice arena.
Plymouth State University students have been warned the Pemigewasset River could reach moderate flood stage. No surprise to people living here.
I know that the basement flooded last year. I'm hoping it doesn't happen soon, though. But we were warned to move our cars tonight.
Emergency crews are also watching the Ammonoosuc River, which runs behind Bethlehem's Wayside Inn.
In the springtime, or if we get a heavy storm, it comes up really fast and turns from a adorable babbling brook into like a raging whitewater river.
And emergency officials say everyone should stay alert when heavy rain moves in, combined with snow melt.
There's still a lot of snowpack in the mountains that's going to be melting. The rivers are going to rise. They can rise quickly.
And this gas station documents the high water lines through the years, all the way back to 1973, hoping this weekend will not add another line to this building. Live in Holderness tonight, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Officials investigate suspicious death of man in Laconia. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Dr. Robert Marshall and the team at Aesthetic Dental Center have been changing people's lives since 1979.
Friday, investigators worked through the night in Laconia, going door to door, interviewing potential witnesses, coming out of townhouses with a camera and collecting evidence. Local police and the state police major crime unit keeping watch at the scene of the suspicious death of an adult man.
I come over to visit my sister, so I was shocked to see all the police sitting here wondering what was going on.
Police blocked off a large part of the Pearly Pond townhouses with crime tape. They were called to one of these units on Blueberry Lane in the afternoon. At that point, they contacted the New Hampshire Attorney General's office and State Police Major Crime Unit. Beyond that, no details about what happened are being released right now.
A big shock, really. Kind of scary. You don't really know what's happening, so are we in danger? Because we don't really know what's going on.
Neighbors described this as a quiet area, saying people are friendly and mostly keep to themselves.
I'm flabbergasted. I've never been around anything like this. I'm raising my 4-year-old granddaughter, and living so close to something like this scares the life out of me. I'm going to go inside and just lock my doors and stay there.
The AG's office is reminding people to take the normal precautions, but there doesn't appear to be a threat to the public. An autopsy on the deceased man will be done tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Laconia, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dash cam video shows dramatic crash on I-93 in Salem. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Something happened. Somebody called one of us on a Sunday afternoon and needed something.
Scott Ashley was headed south on I-93 in Salem when a car crosses to his side, flips, and slides by on its roof, narrowly missing him and another vehicle.
I just remember seeing a car coming through the median and just kind of like, whoa.
Ashley hit his brakes as soon as he saw the car head across the median.
And then the guy flips over. That was unreal. I mean, it was just kind of very surreal. I just kind of went in autopilot and hit the brakes and pulled over, and I just needed to see if the guy was okay.
His dash cam also captures another vehicle pull over, everyone running over to help.
It ran faster then than I've run in a long time.
According to state police, 51-year-old Michael Desmond of Woburn was driving north when he struck two vehicles before rolling over onto the southbound side. Ashley says by the time he reached Desmond's car, there were two other people already trying to pull him out of the passenger side. One of them was wearing hospital scrubs.
You know, this guy's got a lucky day. This guy's got the right person there.
Ashley says once he realized there were no passengers or pets in the vehicle, he left the scene, but did share this video with state police for their investigation.
Adrenaline is real. As soon as I started driving, I was jacked, you know, just because of what I saw.
Now, since there were vehicles involved on both sides, the right lane in each direction was shut down for nearly an hour. Now, there were no serious injuries, but at this point, it's unclear what exactly caused the crash. Anyone who may have witnessed it should contact state police.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. VA Secretary tours Manchester Medical Center. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Monica Hernandez.
Dr. Robert Marshall and the team at Aesthetic Dental Center are proud to offer Invisalign, the popular clear alternative.
Secretary of Veterans Affairs Robert Wilkie says he was here to listen, to meet with veterans and staff at the Manchester VA Medical Center and see how far it's come.
What I learned today was that the transformation that began under Mr. Montoya's leadership is becoming a model for the entire VA. He implemented very simple leadership principles. He walks this place. He knows everybody in the institution.
Alfred Montoya took over as director in 2017 after the Manchester VA came under fire for complaints about quality of care. Since then, he says, there have been sweeping changes.
Really see the testament of what's happened over the last 18 months here in Manchester that drives us to becoming a high reliability organization.
Wilkie wanted to learn how that's working in Manchester. Last month, it became the VA's first high-reliability organization, a system that asks every employee to be invested in veteran care.
Culture and language is vital. People who have served want to come to an institution that understands that. And this is one of the bellwethers for the entire country.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Woman described as significant drug dealer arrested in Laconia. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Andy Hirschberger.
at Ippolito's during our double discount sale, you can save 20 to 40% off select floor samples.
26-year-old Angelica Olivo faces 6 charges that include being a drug enterprise leader. She was arrested earlier this week in Laconia after a local and state police investigation.
Our intelligence reflects that that is just what she is, to the extent that she's a significant individual in the drug trafficking for Belknap County.
Police say during the course of the investigation, they seized a handgun, $16,000, and large amounts of fentanyl and cocaine. Court records say that during questioning, Olivo told police that she was one of the larger drug dealers in Laconia and hasn't had a job in 2 years. Alan Hawley was in his apartment when police came.
I was in my house with a friend, and the lights went out, and we looked out the window, and there was all kinds of cops in the driveway, and they were out back searching one of the apartments.
Authorities say they were lucky to be able to get Olivo off the streets.
Anybody who's dealing with fentanyl at this stage of the game is a dangerous person, because all you need is 2 milligrams of fentanyl, and that's a lethal dose.
Olivo is currently being held without bail. In Laconia, Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Ex-governor, now presidential candidate, marks anniversary with Columbia survivors. As 20 years and 2020 comes into view, a look at progress in gun legislation. Let's take a look at this video from ABC News.
We call it 5G ultra wideband. When I think of where people might go with it, I think of them.
Roger, anything. Go for landing.
Tonight, a lone gunman carries out the worst mass murder in U.S. history. On this day, a tranquil college campus became a killing field.
Right here in Newtown, Connecticut, the site today of a mass shooting, and this time, gunfire aimed at elementary school children.
Another horrific school shooting, a difficult night for this nation, as we have just learned at least 17 dead after a shooting rampage inside a Florida high school.
Students can be seen taking cover under a hail of gunfire as police race to the scene.
This time it was Santa Fe High School in Texas, a student opening fire during class this morning. At least 10 dead, the victims, students, and a teacher.
As soon as the alarms went off, everybody just started running outside, and next thing you know, everybody looks, and you hear boom, 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 and I just ran as fast as I could to the nearest forest so I could hide, and I called my mom.
With a deadly campus shooting, this evening authorities confirming multiple deaths after a mass shooting at a quiet community college south of Portland, Oregon. The gunman opening fire in multiple classrooms, several dead, at least 20 injured.
The deadliest school shooting since Columbine. The number of dead on Minnesota's Red Lake Indian Reservation stands at 10 after authorities say a student shot and killed his grandparents before going to school, killing 7 others and leaving 12 others wounded. Another of those awful bulletins about a school shooting. Students diving for cover in a classroom, this time at a Christian university in Oakland, California. The gunman, a former student who shot his victims at point-blank range.
A gunman walked into an Amish school, blocked the doors, lined up young girls, and when the police arrived, began shooting those girls in the head, one by one. Still another college campus shooting. This time, it's Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois. There are injuries, and we know the shooter has been killed.
A gunman on a shooting spree near Santa Monica College in California, shooting at cars as they drove down the street. At least 2 people are dead, 4 others were wounded.
The horror playing out near Seattle, Washington, the school shooting, and now we've learned the suspect, a popular high school football player, allegedly opening fire in the cafeteria. Tonight, that all too familiar view from above, students evacuating, sprinting to safety.
Okay, and there you go on that video. Presidential candidate and former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper met with survivors of the Columbine attack this week, along with other survivors of his home state's mass shootings. And now let's take a look and see what type of events are happening today in New Hampshire. Electronics recycling event begins at 8 o'clock a.m. at Rum Recovery Group. Clothing drive at Steve Buswell Community Center all day. Up in Smoke, New Hampshire Motor Speedway begins at 8 o'clock a.m. New Hampshire Vegs Fest begins at 9 o'clock a.m. at Manchester Community College. Rescue Run Race for Marine Mammals begins at 9 o'clock a.m. at Seacoast Science Center. Annual Indoor Warren Flea Market 2019 begins at 9 o'clock a.m. at Warren Town Hall. Crime Line's annual free shredding event begins at 9 o'clock a.m. at Hampton Police Department. And Easter Bunny Photo Express all day at Pheasant Lane Mall and also at the Mall of New Hampshire. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.